Hey friends, hope all is well. So now we're going to tell you about the house hunting portion of this house purchase and sale extravaganza. We tried to film this the other day on the road, but there were just far too many distractions. Look at them donkeys playing. Look at them. After that failed attempt, we are now doing it from the house. The house hunt this time, what really started it genuinely was fear and concern out of the way the market was going.
It was becoming normal for normal houses to be, to be like $300 or $400 or $500,000.
Our thought was, if we're gonna do something else, if we're gonna try to get a bigger space, and for expanding and having kids and stuff, if we're gonna try to do anything, we should really probably try to do it right now.
And one of the reasons also is because we work a lot from home, so I can hear my husband when I'm on the phone all the time. Currently, we're using a bedroom as an office. Next home, we are hoping, to find a big enough space for an office. I want to get rid of him. Just talking all the time. It gets on my nerves sometimes.
That's not true. This whole process really came down to two houses. That was really only the two things. Mm-hmm. One of the houses, I really, really liked it, but it was way more than we needed. My thought going into it was like, my gosh, everything is so expensive. If I got to pick my poison, I'm going to pick my poison. Even planning to have kids and stuff, it was just more than we needed.
And it was literally like the dream home. Like, that's my dream home, but also it scares me. I don't want to be attached to a home and a home payment. Like, I want to be able to invest and travel and live life.
It really came to an end when she was crunching numbers and she was going through the bank statements and going through the accounts, and she called me just like flipping out about what I spend on this, that, and the other, and in particular my cigar purchases. That's the one and my hats. And I was just like, forget it. I don't forget it. Another house came up on the market in my favorite neighborhood in our whole town where we live. It's hard to explain. I don't know. It's in town, but it's secluded, and it's kind of not. I've always said, like, man, I'd love to live back here. So when this house came up on the market, I was like, yo, we got to go see it. Just at least look at it. And Cesia didn't like it.
It's not that I didn't like it. So I've been in the business enough, and my brother-in-law does construction, and we see how much, materials and labors are right now. He likes older stuff, older homes, except the wife, right?
Except what?
The wife.
The wife?
Yeah, you like older stuff. Older? Everything old.
I just realized what you say.
Yeah. So he has this old taste in everything. Furniture or absolutely old cars.
That's so funny. I just wasn't ready for that. Yeah, fun fact, says he's like 10 years younger than me.
Yeah, so he likes everything old, and I don't. And I just saw the work that it needed, He'll realize it at some point that I was right. But it is a good home. It's a solid home. It's in the neighborhood that he loves. It's kind of the neighborhood that I grew up, like kids, riding bicycles or like playing. I really like that.
I was saying, look, we don't have to get this one. We don't have to. But I'm just saying you cannot disqualify it because in your perceptions, it is old, therefore a lesser quality house. And that's just not the case. So we went back to look at it, and this time with a different perspective. She looked at it and was like, okay, we should make an offer.
And we did.
And thankfully, they accepted.
So a few things, as a real estate agent about an offer, we just kind of test the waters. That's how we call it, and we're able to see how many views, how many showings that property has, how much competition does it have. In this case, we didn't have as much competition, and because we knew, I was able to see it that it needed some work. I run some comparables.
She means comparable properties. Comparables or comps, you'll say. It means comparable properties, and that is the basis off which appraisers make their appraisal valuations.
And there was not much competition, and due to the comps that we can go a little bit lower. So that's what we did, and we were able to make it work. So the sellers accepted our offer, and we were under contract. On the house hunting, a few things to get in consideration before you go house hunting. First, get pre-approved by a lender. Yep, and that's Josh.
Really though.
It really determines a lot of things, because depending on the type of loan you're approved for, and also, the amount. So that really helps for us as an agents too, that we're going to be looking at homes that you can actually afford. And the other thing, once somebody gets you pre-approved, like, you have to make sure that they really look at your whole stuff, your whole situation, It's just not something quick in 5 minutes and they pre-approve you. And then once we're in the middle of a process, they tell you, oh, you actually don't qualify. So in our situation, Josh kind of run an scenario to see if we could afford those homes, But then since he will be the one getting a loan, he couldn't do it himself. So he passes to somebody else. But even to that, like he didn't let me submit an offer until we have 100% approval from his company. And so we know for sure, once he pre-approves somebody, it's because they're for real approved, and he takes the time to check their whole situation to avoid any surprises in the process, which is really painful and stressful.
It is possible to do a pre-qualification really fast. Sometimes that happens, right, where it just comes in and in 30 minutes. But other times, you need to look into it some more. And you want to just make sure you know all the components and all the moving parts. It's horrible to get into one and get on the back end and be very, we're about to wrap up and then it's not going to go.
And another thing for the buyers, like, always tell the truth. Like, the lender is going to be on your side if you tell them the truth. You can avoid, like, very awful situations.
So, friends, that is the house hunt, what it looked like for us this time around. And next, we will have a review of the inspection process and the appraisal. Stick around. More good stuff coming. Take care. Have a good one.